So I put up a Facebook status the other day saying, give me ideas for video requests, and I chose to do this one because I got asked to do it by a good 3 or 4 different people, which tells me that there'll be at least 3 or 4 people interested in watching it, which is better than some of my videos have done lately, so there you go. Early thoughts on Wladimir Klitschko, Tyson Fury, the rematch. Let's look at both sides of the argument. Those in favour of Wladimir Klitschko, let's look at points supporting their argument to begin with. Tyson Fury, Wladimir Klitschko, for me, it was a convincing victory for Tyson Fury, but it was a close fight. Most of us scored it 2 rounds, 3 rounds in favour of Tyson Fury. It wasn't, whilst it was a convincing victory, it wasn't a whitewash, you know. You kind of got the impression from the fight that if Wladimir Klitschko would be able to make a few adjustments, it would become even more competitive. Those in favour could also say that, unlike Tyson Fury, Wladimir Klitschko carries game-changing one-punch knockout power. Game-changing one-punch knockout power. And he's come back from defeats before, which is true. I guess all Wladimir Klitschko needs to do to win this rematch is land on Tyson Fury on a couple of occasions, and he's got a good chance of winning. Whereas, whilst Tyson Fury is not a light-handed fighter, he probably doesn't carry the same game-changing power. You know, Tyson Fury's probably going to, in all likelihood, he's probably going to have to defeat Klitschko over several rounds, either to score a late stoppage or to win again on points. So there are these favours in favour of Wladimir Klitschko. I guess a fighter with power has always got a chance. You know, Vladimir's highly experienced. He's come back from losses before, and it's way too early to be counting him out. You know, only a year ago that he was destroying Kubrat Pulev. However, whilst I agree it's too early to count Wladimir Klitschko out, I would make Tyson Fury a strong favourite for this rematch. And that's why I am surprised that the bookmakers have it about evens in a potential rematch. I mean, it wasn't a whitewash, it wasn't a complete domination for Tyson Fury, but it was a clear victory. A clear victory. And this includes Tyson Fury being deducted a point. You know, had that point not been deducted, obviously you'd have to hope Tyson wouldn't get a point deducted again, but had that point not been deducted, it would have been an even wider victory for Tyson. So, you know, that's something to factor in as well. Tyson's now got the experience of fighting on such a big stage and a big event. He's got the confidence that comes with knowing he's got the ability to beat the heavyweight champion of the world, Wladimir Klitschko. And he's in his prime, really. He really is in his prime. You know, we're seeing an improved Tyson Fury. He's raised his game at the elite level. You know, he put in poor performances earlier on in his career against fighters like John McDermott, you know, against fighters like Steve Cunningham. And people questioned whether he'd be able to jump to the top level. But he's proven to the world that he's a fighter who can change up his game and bring out new variations when he fights at the elite level. You know, Wladimir Klitschko, it's a big debate at present whether age was a factor in Vladimir's loss. You know, was Tyson always going to get the better of Wladimir because of his game, or is this an indication of Wladimir Klitschko just getting on a bit, you know, Father Time catching up? Well, if that is the case, a further 6 months won't help. You know, Wladimir will be in his 40s. He's not getting any younger. And with Tyson Fury age 27 and Wladimir getting 40, each day that passes, you know, you could say Tyson Fury becomes more and more of a favourite. Wladimir was a nervous fighter to begin with, a cautious fighter to begin with. How's he going to feel in his 40s, knowing he's been beaten by Tyson Fury? Knowing that Tyson Fury beat him up to an extent in the last fight, left him with a cut, left him with a black eye. Is that going to make him even less inclined to throw down and, you know, abandon his game plan? For me, though, what this fight comes down to is a simple equation, if you like. Tyson Fury will win the fight if the fight goes down in the same manner that it did last time. Wladimir couldn't judge the range, Wladimir couldn't land his power shots, Wladimir couldn't deal with the movement and the reach advantage of Tyson Fury. This meant that Tyson was able to cruise to a comfortable-ish victory. Now, there's other strings to Tyson Fury's game if Wladimir was able to mix it up. You know, we didn't see Tyson firing on the inside. We didn't see that lovely inside uppercut he's got. You know, we didn't see all the variety of Tyson's offensive arsenal. You know, Fury's got another gear. The question is, can Klitschko make any adaptation to his game to stop the fight going in exactly the same mannerism as the first fight went? In other words, is Klitschko going to do something different? Because for me, whilst Klitschko is a great fighter, whilst he's an excellent champion and an all-time great heavyweight, he's kind of made his legacy fighting in one particular manner. You know, the upright, 1-2, check left hook, straight right. That's all he's got in his arsenal. And if he can't land that from range, you know, he throws everything off the jab. And if he can't find a home for his jab due to Tyson Fury's head movement, foot movement, angles, you know, then he's not going to have anything else. I mean, is Wladimir going to start fighting on the inside because he can't close the gap? No. Is he going to start throwing body punches because he can't hit the head? You know, head's a moving target, body stationary. For me, this is an example of you can't teach an old dog new tricks. You know, Wladimir is a very set in his ways fighter. Very set in his ways. Very, very cautious. If I was fighting Tyson Fury, let me rephrase that, because some smart ass will comment, oh, if you were fighting Tyson Fury, you'd cave your head in. Yeah, okay. If I was training a fighter to fight Tyson Fury, and he was doing all of that head movement and switching stances, you'd say, hit him to the body. If I was training a fighter to fight Tyson Fury, and due to Fury's foot movement and reach, you couldn't land your jab on him, what would you say? You'd say, try and close down the gap, push him back, get him on the inside, put his back against the ropes. The problem is, Wladimir Klitschko just doesn't have that element of variation. He doesn't have the ability to mix things up. Or if he does have it, he hasn't shown it in his last, 15 fights, you know. He doesn't have... I view Wladimir as a clinical, calculating fighter rather than a scrapping warrior like Vitaly Klitschko. Don't get me wrong, Vitaly Klitschko was a class act, you know. But Vitaly Klitschko could have a scrap. You know, you wouldn't want to fight Vitaly Klitschko outside a pub, would you? You wouldn't want to fight Vitaly Klitschko in a phone booth, you know. He was an iron-chinned, brave-hearted bloke. I don't see the same in Wladimir Klitschko. And fundamentally, that's why I think he'll lose a rematch. You know, yes, Tyson did well in the first fight. Yes, Vladimir's getting older. But for me, all of that is irrelevant. Tyson Fury showed he had the skills to negate Wladimir Klitschko's A-game. The subtleties in Tyson's game means Wladimir couldn't rely on the weapons that he's always relied on. There was no straight right. There was no check left hook. There was no ramrod jab. There was no real domination in the clinch like we're used to with Wladimir Klitschko. And now, Jonathan Banks and Wladimir Klitschko are going to have to sit down and think to themselves, if that happens again, what else are we going to do? And I personally am sceptical that there's anything else that they can do. They've got a puncher's chance. Wladimir Klitschko, I don't care if he was 50 years old, he has a puncher's chance. He's one of the hardest punchers in heavyweight history, you know. He's up there. People have been commenting to some of my videos saying, oh, Anthony Joshua, you know, Fury wouldn't be able to live with Anthony Joshua's power. Anthony Joshua's a bigger puncher than Klitschko. Like, no. Wladimir Klitschko, legitimate power puncher. He's proved it at every level. He's proved it at the top level. He carries power throughout the fight. Remember when he knocked out Eddie Chambers in the 12th round, you know. Look at the class acts. Dropped Povetkin 5 or 6 times. Sparked out Pulev, you know. Wladimir Klitschko is a proven power puncher. And yes, he can knock Tyson Fury out. Doesn't matter how many times they fight. If they fight 100 times and Tyson Fury wins all 100, Wladimir Klitschko still carries that knockout power, yes. But the question is, will he have the ability to land it? And I think unless he doesn't change up his game, he's not going to have the ability to land it. Because Tyson Fury's got him worked out. And Tyson Fury stylistically has the beating of him every day of the week and twice on a Sunday if Wladimir fights the way he fights again. For me, who will win the rematch? Tyson Fury wins the rematch, unless two things happen. One, Tyson Fury gets silly, puts his hand behind his back, leans in and gets chinned. Possible. Two, Wladimir Klitschko shows that he is an elite inside fighter all along, and he just hasn't bothered using it, or, you know, something like that. He throws something out of the fire that we couldn't possibly see. I make Wladimir Klitschko a 20% chance of winning this fight. 20% chance. Because I just don't think he's got anything more in his locker than what he showed last time. I think Tyson's going to improve. I think Wladimir's going to get older. I know Wladimir's going to get older. It's a fact. And I just don't see Wladimir Klitschko going to be able to detonate on Tyson Fury. You know, if I was a bookmaker, I'd have Wladimir Klitschko 3-1 underdog here. Something of that nature. Maybe even a bit longer than that. 7-2 maybe. Yet he's available around the evens mark. You know. I think you know what I'm going to do there. Let me know your thoughts on this rematch. One other thing. A lot of people talk about Wladimir Klitschko being a control freak. I agree with that. Let's say how he reacts if he has to come to the UK. If Tyson Fury picks the gloves. If Tyson Fury picks the ring canvas. If Tyson Fury leaves him standing in the ring for 10 minutes. When the champion's walking in, saluting his home crowd. Let's see how he handles all of that. Enough, you know, plenty of respect goes out to Wladimir Klitschko. Plenty of respect. I don't rule him out of this fight. But let's have it right. Tyson Fury starts a massive, massive favourite here. Let me know your thoughts. Many thanks indeed for watching.